Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 90 of Survival of the Fitted, your favorite podcast in the history of podcasts. I'm your favorite co-host in the history of co-hosts. My name is Joe Williams, aka Cough Drop Joe. Been eating a lot of cough drops, getting through this sickness. We got none other than my man, Ian Pierno, on the other side of the Zoom screen. How are you doing today, my guy?
I gotta tell you something.
What is that?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Joe. I'm trying to add a beat.
Yeah, I'm trying to fake cry.
Happy birthday to
Wow, you really showed your white side with that unrhythmic ass beat that you just gave me for my birthday. I appreciate you so much.
Chill out.
I appreciate it, man.
Beat by Kurt Cobain. You know the vibes.
Yeah, I'm feeling
just
a year
happy
older.
birthday. Joe's 24 years old.
Yeah.
Young
I don't
Joe.
really feel
Happy
24
birthday,
though.
bro.
Feeling like an old man.
What do you
I feel like
feel?
I gotta get to it. I feel like I gotta
You
get
are-
to it. You know what I'm saying?
You are an old soul for real.
Yeah, I know. I'm 24 now. Like, I don't know what to say. I'm just old now, guys.
It's
not
like
cool
nobody
anymore.
wanted.
Remember
like, a
when I was
monologue or speech or
22 and I
something?
started this podcast and I was 22 and I was cool and shit? No, I'm not
Damn,
that
that's
anymore.
crazy.
so-
What you started at 22. At 21, I started LeagueFits.
You know whose birthday it is too today?
Who?
Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant. That's whose birthday it is. For
Shout out
context, we're
Bean.
recording this August 23rd, 2022.
Yeah.
So shout out to Kobe Bryant. Cool guy. Probably heard of him. Good basketball player. Better dad. Shout
Yeah.
out Kobe.
Shout out Kobe. All right, you want to talk about the weekend?
No. What's your favorite Kobe Bryant moment? So a memory moment. Do you
My
have one?
favorite, his last game.
That was a boring answer.
It's
like
not,
everybody's
dude.
gonna say
That shit was. I don't know. Okay, if I
Can
had
I
to
give a
pick one
controversial?
besides that,
Let me not give a controversial.
yeah, your controversial takes are like. By the way, Allen Iverson blows and rap music is stupid. Like those are your controversial opinions. So no, you're not giving your
Great company to
controversial
work for
opinions.
with those controversial opinions.
Do you remember when that game against the Raptors where he hit like
Oh yeah.
like game tying after game tying after game winning shot? He like crossed
Oh,
the
yeah.
dude, waited for him to come back so he could nail it in his face. That game
Oh,
was
yeah.
lit too.
I
I
remember
watched that YouTube video, like those YouTube highlights, like a million times.
You know what my favorite Kobe Bryant memory was?
What?
His last game. Do you want to talk about what happened over the weekend though? You went to somewhere really cool, didn't you?
Yeah,
You
I
did
went to
something
New York.
really cool, didn't you?
We covered this Thursday. I did go to New York. It was just like a reminder that there are like. Here's the thing about New York City. So there's New York City and LA.
Talk to me.
If you live anywhere else, it's pointless.
Imagine
Right.
living in like a flyover state.
Well, not even that. If you live in another city, because I get people that are like, yo, I live in Montana. Like, that's lit. But if you like live in a metropolitan, like American city, and it's not New York or LA, like you're fucking up. Like, what, you know what I mean? Just like,
We're looking at you, Cincinnati.
yeah, exactly. For real, like, bingo, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a little pretentious. So I went to New York. And so anyway, the difference between New York and LA, in LA, you're cool, like based on what you do, right?
Okay.
So like from time to time, I can be in a room or a dinner table or whatever in LA and like, you know, styling basketball players and, you know, doing league fits, working for Slam is the coolest thing. And I can be the coolest person at a table in a room. Like that happens from time to time. You know what I mean? You know, that's a cool feeling, right? Like it's always nice to feel cool, right?
As one does.
Right. In New York, you're just like cool based on like other shit. Like you're not cool based on what you do. Like if you fold clothes at the Gap, you can be the coolest person at like at a bar. So I went to this bar with my homie from North Carolina who lives in Hudson Yards now. And it was called, I forget what it is, but it starts with a V. We had a lynchy martini. And I walked into this bar. And by the way, everyone in New York dresses like they do on New York TikTok. Like dude, girls, straights, gays, and like everything in between. Wife beater, like 7 rings, Dickies or jeans, and like a trucker hat.
Are they
And
wearing?
like
Do they have like a tote bag too?
tote bag and like a few chains on. And I
Got it.
was like, bro, like I was with my homie Nicole, and I was like, dude, all of these people are cool as fuck. Like they all like walked across the street without looking at the crosswalk sign. Like I was like, I am a 1,000,000,000,000% the lamest person at this bar.
Shout out New
Like
York, holding it down.
like
the
New York,
motherland.
like I think I'm like this like unstructured, like free flowing person, but then I go to New York and I just see how like few rules there are, and I'm like, damn, maybe I'm not. Maybe I am just a creature of habit and routine.
So someone said on TikTok, like New York is like that weird relationship you have with like your sibling, where you hate them but you love them, but it's like a weird love-hate dynamic that most people don't
Yeah.
understand. That's what New York is for people who are not from there. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I definitely left New York like feeling, because I kind of place an emphasis on like I like to feel cool. Who doesn't? I know
Yeah.
it sounds like lame as fuck coming out of my mouth, and everyone who's listening to this is just like, oh, that's lame. You do too. Everyone does. I like left New York and I was like, damn, I might be the lamest person alive.
New York will eat you alive.
Yeah,
City
I
of
was
brotherly
like,
love.
damn. But anyway, I was there for the Slam Summer Classic, which we covered. And I'm not gonna lie, that shit was super lit. I love summer I had a big like just basketball weekend. Like the game, we had it at Rucker for the first time. Usually it's at Dykeman. We had it at Rucker. Rucker like lived up to the hype. It was
So is Rucker like bigger than for us non people who don't know
so
any of this
Dykeman
stuff?
is actually like capacity wise is a bit bigger. I would actually say maybe the Dykeman crowd was a bit better, but like Harlem, Rucker and Harlem was like it's just like a sick venue to have an event at.
Mhm.
Lala Anthony was courtside. Honestly, I was pretty starstruck by Carmelo when we did our pod. Being like a few
Oh
feet from
wow.
Lala Anthony, I was like, wow. I was like
Oh
very
wow.
starstruck by Lala Anthony.
Were you really? I seen
I was, yeah.
I wish I knew their name. Jada Williams or Jada McWilliams or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we can edit. Okay, yeah. Kind of took the weekend over for us who weren't at the event. I did have a little case of FOMO. I'm not gonna lie. The Slam Summer Classic
It
usually
was
looks
fun.
like the
It's
most
long
insane
days.
thing
I
on my
was
timeline.
beat to hell. Like 3
Yeah.
hours of sleep for 3 straight nights because I was on jet lag and all that shit. You work from like 9 a.m. to like 11 p.m. But bro, it was so worth it. It was
so
like
fun.
there's like basketball and there's hoop, which you and I have discussed so many times on this pod and outside of it. Like this was like real hoop shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
It's
this
like-
was not a basketball event. This was not the McDonald's All-American game. It was not the other this was hoop shit.
Elite 24. Yeah. I hear you on that.
Yeah.
There's like photos of like people standing on the fence and stuff, or climbing up the fence.
But people were climbing the fence to get into the game. You saw the videos of the people chasing the bus. This was the best Slam Summer Classic since
really
like the Shreve. The bus?
Yeah, like I'm like,
yeah,
I want to go and just be on the bus. Because you
that's the
FaceTimed
best
me on the
part.
bus at one point.
I
And
did
was like,
FaceTime.
"Man,
I
this
forget
shit
why I
fire."
FaceTimed you.
Because they were playing a song, and you were like,
Which
"Oh,
song
Joe,
was
this is
it?
a cool song."
Oh yeah, we don't have to.
See how I'm starting to censor myself? Hey, bro, corporate Joe is real now. We 91
Joe,
deep.
don't snitch on yourself. Yeah, they were playing Joe's favorite canceled rapper. But no, that shit was like definitely lit. And we're like, so anyway, for those that haven't seen, you should go to the Slam High School. Sorry, this is like podcast is turning into just like a Slam content plug, but it should. Shit was lit. Go to the Slam High School Instagram and just like scroll down to like this weekend. You won't have to scroll that far. And like the videos on the bus, like we're leaving Rucker Park after the game. And it's just like every 14-year-old in Harlem is just sprinting after the bus. And they probably made it like a couple miles. Like people were jumping over cars, on top of cars. It was just berserk. And it was definitely one of those things I was like, bro, this would never happen in LA. Like LAPD is squashing that so fast.
You know, I always wondered though,
What?
for a few years now, where the hell does that bus even go to? Where are y'all taking these kids?
We
y'all to the hotel or something?
We just drove around.
Oh, you just drive around. That's
Yeah,
fine.
so we went down like Malcolm X Boulevard, Times Square. Like we were like hitting all the stops, like purposely trying to drive through like pretty like populated areas
Just to gain attention. Yep.
just to gain attention. Yeah. But it was like, oh, dude, it was
Yeah.
sick. It definitely like reinvigorated that little basketball flame in my heart.
You play basketball this weekend or last
I
weekend
did.
or
So like
sometime in the past?
I had like a big street ball weekend, right? So I was in New York Thursday till Sunday morning. I land in LA at like noon my time. Get back to my apartment. My friend that stayed here was super messy, kind of killed my vibe a little bit. I was ready to take a nap, but instead cleaned it. Went straight to Venice Beach, and y'all know that like I coached all year. So this was like the last day of the season, and before the championship game, there was like a dunk contest. I'm using like air quotes, but there was also like a celebrity game, and I got to play in that. And it was like, it felt so good to like play basketball in like a game with like uniforms and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I was literally just there to like get a pick off though.
No, it was cool though because Ian had a crazy stat line though.
I
You know what I'm saying?
did.
He had
I
like
did.
21,
I
6
did.
rebounds.
I did have three. I did have three.
Yeah, he had 3.
Three.
For those who don't know, he was doing cardio the whole entire time. But it's
I
cool though.
I had 3 turnovers, 0 points,
Yep.
but also 0 rebounds, but also 0 assists. I did
There
have
you
a
go.
good pass and the dude missed. I like drove, and the one play I caught the ball in the corner. Montrezl Harrell is coming to close out, sees it's me. He stops, turns around, and walks to the rim to go get the rebound, like so nonchalantly. And like I've just like never. At that point, I knew nothing good was going to happen that game.
Nothing
like,
good usually happens after that.
You know, because like sports is like, you know, half mental, and like my mental was shot. I was like, that was the most disrespectful shit that has ever happened to me.
On a basketball court. Yo,
On
did
a
you ever get
basketball
your picture
court.
though? Because really, this was just to beef up the dating profile pictures, right? This is what this is, right? This is just
Yeah.
like get a cool
I
picture
like,
for.
bro, I like made sure my on-court swag was there. Like I wore like single leg sleeve, had the long sleeves on. And I don't really be posting pictures of like my face on Instagram, but like I did. So like it was like mission accomplished. And like people in the comments were like, I know you had 25 and 20. I know you got buckets. I'm like, nobody. It's like that meme where it's like the dude at the party in the corner by himself. Nobody here knows that I had 0, 0, 0 and 3 turnovers.
Yeah. True parallel of life. Post on the Instagram page.
At
People
some
think it's
point,
way more lit than it really is.
I threw a behind the back pass to a dude that was like 10 feet away from me. It wasn't even close, sailed out of bounds. So I took myself out for the rest of the game.
Damn, coach was like, stop dicking around. Quit dicking around.
For context of what Joe's talking about, is I had a coach in high school, and that was his thing. He would go, quit dicking around. And like sometimes the dicking would be short. So sorry if I just blew out someone's headphones, but sometimes like the dicking would be short or the around would be short. Like he would like, it would change which was long or short, but he would say it at practice. And even during games, I would throw like a behind the back pass or something. And like from the sideline, he'd be like, Ian, quit dicking around.
That's good. We finally have a little good inside joke on the pod. You know what it is? It's giving me ultimate man energy. Like ultimate man.
Ultimate man. No, you're doing it wrong. It's not man. It's man. It's really like MAHN.
Yeah, who knows though?
Are you looking at your phone right now while recording?
Yeah, I keep getting these notifications. My bad, bro. My bad.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. But yeah, like, it was like a big basketball weekend. Like I definitely like, for the first time in a few seasons, like I'm now like really excited for the start of basketball season.
Bro, I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't really been missing basketball like that though. I'm missing basketball right now, bro. I'm like missing that. Just cause it's like, bro, like, cause I don't really follow the Kevin Durant storyline like that. What is going on? Is he playing for that team? Is he not playing for that team? I don't really know.
He's gonna play for the team. Here's the thing.
But is he gonna play though? Cause
someone on Twitter explained it. So like KD want to leave, right?
Yeah.
So you know how Minnesota traded like 19 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert?
Unfortunately, sadly, I do know
I guess that, and like Rudy Gobert is cold. At least he is on 2K. But like, I guess that like destroyed the trade market. So if like Rudy Gobert is worth 19 first-round picks, and he's really good, but like KD
Yeah.
is like, you know, maybe the best player in the league. And it's like KD got to be worth 40 first round picks, and like nobody's going to do that. You know what I mean? So I think
Shoot, you
like
know who
this,
could
like,
do that though? You
this
know
is
who could do that?
microeconomics.
Yeah,
Who?
I don't even know what that is.
OKC.
Funny enough, Oklahoma City Thunder could do that and bring him back. That'd be funny as heck, though. Who do they got on that team? They probably had to get rid of Shea. They probably had to get rid of him.
No,
But,
they
I
got
mean,
so
either
many
way,
picks. They probably, I don't know.
something to talk about. So my
Brooklyn
thing
got
is
a
Kyrie
point guard. They
Irving.
got
Is
Ben
Kyrie
Simmons.
Irving playing for that team still?
Yeah, he playing too.
Bro, I don't believe it though, because like, didn't he come out and was like bashing the coach and was on, or like not bashing, but he was like,
Well, yeah, that's the whole
head,
thing.
the
Is that like
GM and
Steve
the-
Nash like isn't supposed to be like a very good coach. Apparently, like Mike D'Antoni was like the ghost coach his first year.
Maybe if they get rid of Steve Nash and bring in somebody else, they probably could rejuvenate that roster.
What if like they hired me?
They could hire me and you to be a coach.
I have I have a coaching resume,
Well,
and then
maybe not me. I don't
obviously
have
I've told you
coaching.
wherever I go, you go. You know what I'm saying?
Word,
We could do it together. Like you could be like the Amari Stoudemire or something. I mean, I took a 3-on-3 team to nationals.
You did do that.
I placed first. I took a 3-on-3 team to first place on the West Coast Regional. I coached a VBL team that made the second round of the playoffs.
There you go.
And
First
we
round
were
was
an
a bye. First round. Y'all made the second round. Second round.
Thanks, Joe.
Playoff.
Thanks, Joe. I wanted to make it seem like we won a playoff game, but you got me a little fucked up there. But like we were like a good team. We were an expansion team, so like created the roster from scratch. Like we could probably do it.
Hey, you know what?
I don't know how to run any plays. I don't know how to run any plays, but like I can I know when to like take a timeout and be like, all right, y'all, like come on, let's turn up.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Bro, this reminds me of this theory that I got, right?
Okay.
I don't know what to call it. So I believe I'm gonna write a like article about this one day. And the headline is gonna be anybody could be Stephen Curry. So I believe that in the NBA, especially in the NBA, anybody could be like anybody. So like when we look at like, I don't know, Devin Booker going crazy or whatever, right? Because I was thinking about this because I seen Pat Bev and Draymond at Rico Hines. I think they were talking about like, you got to find a role because not everybody could be Paul George. And I was like, bro, but I feel like anybody could be Paul George if you put them in the position to be Paul George. Because this is a league where like,
because everyone's 6'6" and athletic.
Anybody could give you 30 if they gave them that amount of shots, or 40 if they gave you that amount of shots.
For sure.
If they gave
every
you that
single
amount
player
of,
in the NBA is capable of getting 50.
So my thing is this. We could take Kent Bazemore. My theory is you could take Kent Bazemore and put him in like put him in a system where you give Kent Bazemore 25 looks. You know what I'm saying? You give him like, you know what I'm saying? Crazy
like he's getting off ball screens and things like that.
You run pin downs for Kent Bazemore. He could average 24 in the East and make it into an all-star, change his whole career. I feel like we could make and then Nike could pick up on it. And, or any company could pick up on it, give them a signature.
You're totally
shoe.
right. This is a good theory. I know like debating is better, but
I have a theory where I feel like we could make anybody in the NBA like the poster child of the NBA. So there got to be some politics, like maybe not politics, but like, I don't know. I feel like there's something
a ton.
Where like, yo, why,
there's a ton.
Like, why did Trae Young, like, why is he the next Steph Curry? I feel like y'all got, like, they had to have looked at him and was like, no, he's like a safe pick. He's like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Cause I'm like, bro, Trae Young is cold, but I feel like, I don't know, Ish Smith, like, also hella cold. I feel like you could put him in a system where he could also do that, but like, how come they didn't do that for him? I don't know. It's weird. I just thought,
it's like a reputation thing. That's why, like, an undrafted rookie and like a late first round pick can be on the same team, go to summer league. The undrafted kid can be like clearly way better and he won't make the roster.
And I was thinking about that too. I was like, bro, do you remember when Lonzo was like the second pick or whatever? And then they picked like Kyle Kuzma at like 30. And like Kyle Kuzma went to the summer league and just killed. It was just murking shit the whole summer. And I was like, dang, like it made me think, I'm like, yo, like I feel like if they gave him Lonzo Ball type energy with the camera and the headlines and stuff like that, he would also have 6 million Instagram followers. I don't know. I was like, bro, like I feel like you could make anybody in the NBA.
You can make anybody.
Everybody's
cold. Everybody is cold as hell.
Yeah, I'm like, everybody's cold. Like,
and these dudes, like, you go to like warm ups. Like, bro, I've seen like the Thanasis warm up for games. He don't miss. And he's taking like step backs and shit. Like he don't miss. Like
bro,
every NBA player, like in like an open gym or warm-ups, like doesn't miss shots. Like you can pull up to the LA Fitness and see JaVale McGee hit like 23s in a row.
Yeah, that was my thing. I remember in high school, my coach was like, yeah, I remember I like was rebounding for Sean Kemp in this like open gym run or whatever. And I was like, oh, did he like dunk everything? He's like, nah, like he shot mid range. He didn't miss not one time. He just made every shot. And I was like, what? Like Sean Kemp? All I know about Sean Kemp is like Seattle dunking shit, Gary Payton. We're like, nah, like everybody's
like
cold.
kids
like,
too.
Really?
Yeah, Sean Kemp got hella kids.
Yeah, dunking on and off the court. Goodness gracious, Sean Kemp. Shout out to you. But yeah, that was my theory. I just want to get that off my chest.
Wait.
Okay.
You view creating kids as like a valid analogy to dunking?
Well, I just think that the opportunity was there. What do you view it as?
Like, if you were to like make a kid, you'd be like, oh, I'm dunking this.
No, but I think the act of making kids.
I view like making kids, like the act of making kids is more of like a graceful thing. Like it's like a 3-man weave, not literally 3. But I mean, like it could be, but like more of just like that grace and that smoothness, that like gelling.
Like I think a dunk is like so reckless, like
for real.
Well, because there's like not reckless, because it could be an accident though. Maybe not for him, but for other people, it's kind of like reckless. You know what I'm saying? Like the baby making analogy in basketball would be like dunking on somebody. You know what I'm saying? You dunk on somebody.
Dunking on somebody? Nah, man. It's like it's actually like making a baby is like a really smooth pick and roll.
You think so?
Yeah.
In some contexts, it could be a smooth pick and roll, but I think in a lot of contexts, it's like dunking on somebody.
Like, so you view like romance as dunking?
No, see, I view romance
like when you're like on it, when you're like on a date and you guys are getting dinner, you're like, oh yeah, I just dunked on this.
No.
Like you felt like you just caught a body, like, no pun intended.
I think, see, that's another way to look at it too. I feel like that helps my argument. But my thing is like, I feel like romance is like, it's like a play. It's like emotion offense.
Like romantically, I don't want to feel like after like a good date or something like that, I don't want to feel like I just dunked on. I don't want that like,
you know what though?
Like I don't want that energy. I want like, you know, right. when you're at the park, you run a pick and roll, you like throw the bounce pass in like between two people.
The pocket pass,
and you're like turning around, going back up the court. You're not like, but you're like, ooh, I'm smooth. Like
the pocket pass,
cool. Like that's healthier. That's a healthier way to feel.
You know what it is?
That's how I want to feel after like a romantic endeavor.
But I don't think it's romantic. I don't think baby making is always romantic. So I'll say this. I think perfect analogy.
To me, it's got to be.
Perfect analogy is this. No, I'm not even. Perfect analogy is this. Yeah. The dinner and the wine and dine with your love of your life is like the pick and roll. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like the pocket pass is graceful and it's like on point and it's in tune.
Yeah,
right?
I want the feeling after
what happens. What happens after the pocket pass though? You catch a body and you dunk on something. So that's what usually would be happening.
Like if we're talking about like that, like I still don't want to feel like I just dunked on someone. I want to feel. I still want that pocket pass feeling. I want to be like, that shit.
What about if you dunk on somebody and then you like help them up after on some like? Because you ain't always gotta be disrespectful. I feel like dunking on people has like this disrespectful. Like,
no, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about the feeling after a dunk.
Oh, that's always.
That's such like Viking. Yeah, that's like so. Yeah. Like I don't have that in me.
And yeah, I wouldn't give that energy in that concept of like.
It's not even. It's just what you feel. We're just talking about the feeling here.
Yeah. Well, in that regard, then it's not dunking on somebody because I wouldn't even feel because in that concept of like, baby making,
we're talking about the feeling after.
Yeah, that would be with like, come on now, that would be like your soulmate. You'd have that with your soulmate, like
and you're not feeling you're not feeling like like you're not feeling like that.
That would be a pick and roll going to the left side.
Pick and roll like LaMelo, like spinning, bouncing pocket pass.
Or even like a pick and roll coming off the left side of the court where you're like in rhythm as a right-handed shooter and you just shoot it and it goes in nothing but net. And you're like, I feel like this was it felt right. Like this was the right thing to do.
Yeah. Like
That
for
would
me,
be
I'm not
that.
a great 3-point shooter, but sometimes there's like situations where you're just so in rhythm, you like have to take it and you know it's going in. Like that's that's a good feeling.
I've had that feeling multiple times. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
I'm just saying like, in like a game situation, you come out the pick and roll, you shoot it, and you're like, I already know it's in. Yeah. But
so I kind of swayed you here. I just wanted
you did sway me on that.
Just kind of wanted to
and you know, I'll admit
we
that
don't debate it. We don't debate enough on the pod. That's how you get listeners.
I'm an active listener, bro, and like I'm not prideful in the slightest. So like I viewed
you aren't that. You actually aren't prideful. You're like, I'm prideful. You
are prideful.
Keep it pretty real.
That. Well, not enough for me to point my finger at the camera like that, but
no, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. Yeah. What were we talking about before this? Hey, you know what I seen on Instagram though? You know what I seen on Instagram? What? Speaking of Rucker Park, did you know in 2000? This is like a headline I seen. There's supposed to be some crazy game between like Fat Joe's like Terror Squad and Jay-Z's Rockefeller. You hear about
You've never heard of this? Yeah,
this I didn't even hear about this. Craziest thing I've ever seen. But I was watching all the interviews. They were like, yeah, like Rockefeller was gonna have like Shaq and LeBron James, Tracy McGrady.
Yao Ming was gonna play.
Mari Stoudemire was supposed to pull up
at Rucker,
and then was gonna play on
New York City had a like electricity blowout. I don't know if that's.
I'm like, bro, how am I just hearing about this? Yeah, I'm like, how am I just now hearing about this?
I know that shit would have been legendary. Not as legendary as Josh Christopher, Sharif Cooper, and Jalen Green at the Slam Summer Classic, though.
Yeah, I want to have that moment where like Josh Christopher was on top of the bus and he was like, I was made for this lifestyle.
Yeah,
I was made for this lifestyle. I'm like, yeah, I just want that moment. Or maybe not even that moment. I just get on the bus and just paraphrase it or something.
We just want our Motley Crue moment.
We do want our Motley Crue. We've had some Motley Crue moments.
We have had.
We can have some more Motley Crue moments in the next 48 hours. I'll be over.
Whenever Joe wants to like go out, there's this movie about Motley Crue called The Dirt on Netflix, and Joe put me on. We watched it together, and Joe will be like, I want to have like the Dirt kind of night.
Bro, that summer, bruh, this is like summer 2021, so like last year actually. That was my that was like my pre-workout, bro.
Summer? That was your
because I don't do you know me. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. People know that.
You so dude.
Pre-gaming, I don't pre-game, so because I don't do any of that stuff. So like whenever I go out with my friends or whatever, bro, I would literally watch the same 15 minutes of The Dirt where like Tommy Lee is like in the bar and he meets Nikki Sixx and all that stuff, and that would just get me so hyped, bro. I'd be wanting to just jump off somebody's roof into somebody's pool. Like it was just that type of moment. I was just like, I need that moment. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah,
I love that. That's beautiful, low key.
It is beautiful. And that's art though, because that's what art is gonna evoke emotion. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna get it.
Art comforts the disturbed and disturbs the comfortable.
That's what art is.
Okay, I want to hit one more talking point. If you notice that everybody in the NBA during the offseason like tests out like beards, that's like the new thing.
I needed. Okay, yeah, I don't want to talk about my beard.
Kyle Kuzma got a beard.
Brandon I don't think it was real though. I don't think it was real though.
Wait, the Kyle Kuzma beard thing is fake?
That was photo because I seen the real photos. Yeah, I think it was fake.
Oh,
I don't think he could grow a beard. I think I mean, I could be wrong, but I think he's like one of the like the baby face type genetics. I don't know. I could be wrong though.
Oh.
But Brandon Ingram did grow an insane beard. I'm not gonna lie. Just seen that on Instagram a couple of days ago. That was wild. We'll pull up a picture for the
I gotta pull it up real quick.
Video consumers. But I didn't even know he could grow a beard like that because they were showing him last year in the playoffs, and I don't know, bro. Like he looked like his beard was already grown out, but it wasn't looking crazy like that. Now he looks like a caveman, which could be very bad news for the rest of the Eastern Conference or the Western Conference. Where does New Orleans play?
They're in the Western Conference.
Yeah, they play Phoenix. Western Conference. That could be bad news for them.
I try to pull up a picture, but he doesn't have any on Instagram.
Go to his tag photos.
Oh, okay, smart.
But yeah, Brandon Ingram, crazy beard, caveman. Also,
oh wow, yeah,
it's all it is that, right? Probably.
Yeah,
he's not big on social media like that. I don't think he's very active on there.
People love him on LeagueFits. When he gets posted on LeagueFits wearing like a Balenciaga jersey, sweater and Amiri jeans and Dolce & Gabbana.
He had a crazy babes to run.
Oh yeah, he did. All the non-Nike athletes do because that's their Air Force One.
Yeah. What is Brandon Ingram's Instagram page? Brandon Ingram. Oh, here it is. Yeah, but I just feel like everybody has this moment where, you know what I'm saying, like they grow out their facial hair, they grow out their hair, whatever. That just means that they're locked in. Have you ever had a moment like that? Have you ever grown your hair out like that? Crazy.
Bro, if my facial hair is getting long, because my facial hair actually grows really fast. If you see me and I have like a little beard going on, I've been in the lab.
Why don't you grow your beard out? You probably look amazing with a beard.
I look like a lot older. Like I actually am blessed. Like my facial hair comes in really evenly. Like it looks good, honestly. I just don't like. I don't know. Like it does. I look a little. The problem with me with facial hair is I look like I'm like from Portland.
Oh, and your tattoos too, bro.
Like, yeah, like tattoos. I wear like straight leg baggy jeans and Chuck Taylors. Like I literally look like I'm a barista in Portland
with like a fisherman beanie.
Yeah, right. Like I look like I have like a. Yeah,
I feel you on that. I'm trying to grow my beard out, right? But like, I'm trying to go for this like scruffy look, and I usually will attain it. Like every 2 weeks, I'll like my beard kind of come in or whatever, and then I'll go get a haircut, and my barber will just start trimming my beard just because that's usually what you do.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be a time where I'm gonna tell him just don't do that. But like every time he just starts trimming it, I'm like, that's whatever. I'll grow it out like next month or whatever. But
I hear that.
Maybe I'll pop up with a little James Harden beard on the next few podcasts. Who knows?
You could do it.
I probably could. There's been times on this podcast where I've gone AWOL from the Clippers and I've had a little scruffiness coming out the side of my face, but it could be attained. Either way, man, great episode on your behalf.
Great episode on your behalf. Happy birthday.
Thank you, man. Hey, I appreciate that. Happy birthday, Kobe Bryant.
Go hop in your whip and drive down to LA.
Yeah, give me a couple hours. I gotta do some laundry. Shout out to Chrome Arts, man, for changing my life for the better. I appreciate you, Chrome Arts.
You know the vibe.
Our drip first team this season.
Yo, go follow Survival of the Fitted wherever you get your podcasts. And then have 3 of your friends follow the podcast. And then have 3 of their friends follow the podcast. And then boom, it's LeagueFits Pyramid.